Games, media, and gaming content on YouTube usually hits the same note, whether it be comedy, analysis, reviewing, or a mix of all three. When you've been around the block on YouTube, you generally know what you're getting yourself into. However, some creators' idiosyncrasies enhance and multiply the value of their content. For instance, Digital Foundry's Retro series and its attention to technical detail by showing in-engine visual tricks to elaborate on the topic elevates their content to another level. On the other hand, videos by Video Game Donkey are charming because of his persona. The synergistic relationship between the creator's content and the games they cover often need to work in tandem to get something at least above mediocre. The subject of this particular video, at least to me, is hard to lump into a category. Thor High Heels, well, at the surface seems pretty unspectacular, turns out to be a hidden gem in the community. This Danish boy that looks straight out of a high school metalcore band actually has interesting writing and pacing, unique visuals at times, and a comfy atmosphere. Add in a metric crap ton of charm and you get Thor High Heels. Now, the descriptors that I use can be ascribed to other creators as well, but what makes Thor High Heels the most underrated gaming channel? One thing I tend to find annoying about content creators on YouTube is how they frame their opinions. I find it vexing to listen to someone's opinions if it's layered with hubris without writing, visual, and pacing skills to properly frame and convey those opinions. I know that makes me sound condescending, but Thor High Heels actually manages to frame and express his opinions with verbosity without losing substance. This is also coupled with the fact that he doesn't seem to take himself too seriously. This description makes him sound more comedic and laid back in tone, but he provides a lot of insight into what he's reviewing and talking about. Thor is very fluent in masking his insight in a sardonic tone. However, in some of his more recent videos, Thor has managed to make a few genuinely great analytical videos. Take for instance his video on Tulip and social commentary.
To be fair, they may very well be better off this way, as the one true job opportunity what this town offers is the factory, which looks more like a prison with armed guards and drill sergeants than anything, as the employees are reduced to nothing but bald, featureless numbers, but the work for little pay day in and out with nay but shit for change in sight and not but a wee dream to hold on to. Subtle social commentary.
While he does manage to talk about the game in a more mechanical sense, he manages to sincerely dive into the subtext of an obscure game. However, the way he does it leaves navel-gazing and intellectual posturing at the front door, allowing you to soak in his impressions about the game without insulting your intelligence. It's just a video game, but he can still appreciate the artistry while elaborating on his interpretation, coalescing into an opinion piece that covers all ground. While there are others that do this just as well, there are other key elements to Thor's presentation that enhance his content for me. Now, keeping it modest and keeping it simple are not mutually exclusive. However, there are many interesting ways that you can do both in tandem in an experimental way. Most analytical or review channels either opt for a singular style with streamlined editing, or you get those that fondle the keyframe speed and velocity values and attempt to emulate the feeling of butter melting down your ass. Thor High Heels falls between both of these, but has his own little traits that are a breath of fresh air. For instance, fun little pace-breaking text cards and some interesting graphic choices give me the sense that there's a visual identity all his own.
Wow.
There's a sense of modesty and care put into the editing and visuals, but it never shows off, prioritizing visual aids that accompany his writing. There isn't much else to cover here. Really, this video is just me trying to shine light and sell you on his content, but also to make you watch it. I can ruminate and explain about what his content is all day and not have any of you understand what I mean, which is sort of the issue with trying to talk about other YouTubers, TM, in this capacity, which is something I've been struggling to do with my content's format. But I guess I should talk about my own thoughts and feelings, TM, on Thor's content and why I suddenly decided to make a video about him. It's almost October of 2018 and I haven't uploaded any substantial content in about 2 months. You see, I lost motivation to do this channel after I moved out. To cope with adjusting to a new lifestyle, I needed to find alternative inspirations and dig deep into YouTube to find it. I found Thor High Heels about 3 weeks ago from his Understanding Silent Hill soundtrack video, which, by the way, is one of the best Silent Hill related videos you can watch on this site. Nevertheless, I decided to binge watch his content and start to find myself at ease, which is rare when I watch someone new. You see, there's this horrible habit I have where I compare my content to everyone else's and I become extremely insecure. I started having really bad anxiety about my content, feeling that it's too niche and not accessible. This is because of how the site's hierarchies display a false sense of importance. I sat here watching Thor's videos and couldn't understand how many years of work have translated to little monetary or large-scale success, despite having a backlog of videos from years beyond. Now, I'm not saying 10K is not a lot, but compared to what I think he should have, it's pretty small. Again, don't get me wrong, 10K is a lot. Not everybody has 10K subscribers. Thor High Heels talks more about how it makes him feel and more of a cultural analysis rather than a mechanic analysis. I do enjoy his backlog a lot though. It's just comfy videos about random obscure or not so obscure games. I guess I should probably stop being pedantic to flesh out the time of this video, but there's a compromise when making videos for enjoyment and making them for acquisition of social capital. Oh god, that sounds just fucking cynical as shit. But that's how I've been feeling as of late with content creators. Currently, there's a generation that grew up on YouTube, now wanting to give it their all with making it a career. While YouTube can certainly be an amazing career, the expectations people have for you, the negativity, and a general sense of unease from what you may perceive as competition is horribly damaging to your mental health. People are out to watch you fail just as much as there are those who wish for you to succeed. There comes a point where you need to rectify what you want to make with who you want to be, and how you want to make those two things coexist. I respect YouTubers that stick to their guns with their style and keep making videos their own way. I find these types of YouTubers to be the most enjoyable because it's easier to believe the sincerity and enthusiasm. Thor High Heels might just make videos about video games, but the feeling is modest and isn't ham-fisted, and that is the mentality I would like most YouTubers to adopt. I want to let go of my status anxiety and feel I should create something, even if it's only seen by a few hundred or thousand people. The funny thing about this video is that I'm making really brash assumptions about Thor's expectations on his content and his prospects on YouTube. Even then, this is my subjective experience of his content and its effects on me. You might not know it, but watching someone's content on YouTube, despite how ineffectual it might be, can affect your life in many ways, positive or negative. What I thought was just me wasting my time trying to escape from reality proved to be a massive inspiration. Too long didn't read. Thor High Heels makes me want to create content again, and is one of the most underrated gaming content creators. Just go watch his stuff, you fuckheads.